All right, welcome to part 2 of the Somewhere Neverland tutorial. So in this part, I'm going to be covering the piano accompaniment that I play for the verse and the pre-chorus of this song. And then I'll probably make another video on the melody of the verse and the pre-chorus, and then probably another one on chorus accompaniment and the bridge accompaniment, and then another one on the chorus melody. These videos are getting pretty long, I'm rediscovering, so I'm trying to split them up a bit. So let's dive right into it. So for the verse, your left hand is going to follow the same general pattern as it did for the intro. It's not going to play as much of the I at least don't do like the octave jumps all over the place and all that fun stuff. I keep it much more simple in the verse accompaniment. But so we're gonna go, you go D sharp here, and I play an octave, so D sharp, 2, 3, 4, down to A sharp, 2, 3, 4, up to C, 2, 3, 4, and then down to G sharp, 2, 3, 4. And really, that's all I do with the left hand pretty much this whole time. I just play octaves. As you'll see, maybe I'll throw in a couple extra octaves during different parts of the verse. But basically, that's all there is to it with the left hand. The right hand is just going to play the chords corresponding to the octaves. So the first chord that I'm going to play in the right hand. So I actually play a D sharp major, but I play it inverted. So a normal D sharp major chord is going to look like this. You're going to go thumb on the D sharp, index finger on the G, ring finger on the A sharp. And so like a fun little trick that I learned a long time ago to really build any major chord. Start with the root note of the chord, so in this case the D sharp. Then to find the second note to play, for a major chord you count up 4 keys. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So my second note to play would be G, right here. And I think that's called the third of the chord. So you've got this would be like the root note, this would be the third note. And then to get the final note of the chord, you go from this middle note, this one that you counted up 4 to get to, you count up 3 more keys from there. So 1, 2, 3. And this is the 5th, which we kind of talked about a little bit in the last video. Like I said, I'm not a music theory guy, so I'm not going to try to teach you guys any type of music theory. I'm just telling you what goes through my head as I play these things. So this is a normal D sharp major chord. The way that I play it when I'm singing it is I actually play an inversion of this chord. So basically it's the same 3 notes, but instead of playing this A sharp up here, I actually play the A sharp down here, and then I play this D sharp still and this G still. And I just do it like that because I feel like my voice sounds better when I'm playing it along with this chord versus this chord. But you play around, see what you think sounds best. I just like to play it this way. So I go, in the right hand, I go with this inverted D sharp major chord. So I go thumb, middle finger, pinky, right here. Then, and so you can play the octave with that too, right there. Then you jump down to A sharp major. So my thumb stays right where it's at. And then I'm gonna go middle finger on the D here, and then ring finger on the F over here. So right there. Hopefully you can see that. I can't really see my camera that well, but I've got my thumb on A sharp here, middle finger on D right here, ring finger right here on F. Then I'm going to go to C minor right here. So fun little note, I guess. So I mentioned how I build major chords in my head. I start with the root note, I go up 4 keys, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 3 more keys from there, 1, 2, 3, and that builds a major chord. So to build a minor chord, what I do is, there's a couple different ways to do it. I guess the easiest thing that I think of is build your major chord, but then your middle note just drops down 1 key. So right there. So here's major. See how that kind of sounds nice and happy? that C major, C minor, I just drop that middle note one key down, or a half step, as I think they like to call it. And it sounds kind of sad and not as joyful and happy. But anyway, so I play a C minor right here. So I think I play, so I go from here to here. Yes, I play thumb on the C, middle finger on the D sharp, pinky on the G over here. And then finally drop down to G sharp major right here. So I go thumb on the G sharp right here, index finger on the C right here, and then ring finger on the D sharp over here. Right there. And so coming right out of the intro, I like to play, I just play, chord for, hold for a count of 4, chord, hold for a count of 4, chord, hold for a count of 4, chord, hold for a count of 4. And so let me kind of sing along with that so I can kind of show you. I do that twice through the first 2 kind of bars of the verse. So it goes like this, it goes. Say goodbye to the halls and the classes. Say hello to a job and the taxes. The weekends with old friends spilling into 9 to 5 routine. So that's coming right out of the intro, just because I like to kind of keep it kind of slow and soft and easy coming right out of the intro. Again, you kind of play around with it however you want to. And then after I get through the 9 to 5 routine, then I change it up a little bit. Then I go, and we'll break this down in a second, but just to show you, then I go. Tell me how you feel over and done with. Like your life is a map with no compass to guide at the bar. Drinking way too much, we sing along to Forever Young. So we'll get into the ending part in a minute here. It's a little bit different, but basically, my the only thing that I change, instead of just this and holding for 4, in the left, I'm hitting the octave 3 times. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Not anything too complicated. You'll kind of see how it fits in with the right hand here in a minute. And then on the right hand, I'm still playing the same 3 notes that I played the first time through. Just instead of playing them all together, I'm rolling through them. So I'm starting with the thumb, and I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And so if you play it with the left hand in, every time that my thumb hits, my octave hits too. So what that looks like is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that same concept applies for every chord that I play here. So oh God, I can't do that stuff. Tell me how you feel. Then same thing here. Over and done with. Same thing here. Like your life is a map with no compass to guide at the bar. Drinking way too much, we sing along to Forever Young. So if you'll notice, after that we sing along to Forever Young part, it changes a little bit. And that's because in the song, at least the way that I play the song, and I think how the recording goes too, after this C minor and we sing along to Forever Young, that part, it goes straight into the pre-chorus. So you don't finish that that 4th chord the last time through. You go straight into the pre-chorus, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But so that one's a little bit different. So just so you can see that very last bar again, you play it 75% of the way through, and then you go straight into the pre-chorus. Pre-chorus is always, it's just gonna be on the G sharp. So it kind of feeds into it in a way, because you still go C minor to G sharp, and you stay on the G sharp until you go into the chorus. But like I said, we'll get into that in a minute. But just to play through that part one more time. Oh boy, I need to think through. Let me play it from the beginning. Say goodbye to the halls and the classes. Say hello to a job and the taxes. The weekends with old friends, spilling into 9 to 5 routine. Sorry, I'm trying to get through this part quickly. Tell me how you feel over and done with, like your life is a map with no compass. Alright, here we go. To guide at the bar, drinking way too much. We sing along to Forever Young. And then you dive right into the pre-chorus here, which we'll get into in a minute. But so hopefully that last little bar makes sense. Like I said, it's 75% of the way the same as the previous bar, and then you dive right into the pre-chorus. So that's really about it in terms of how I play the verse in terms of accompaniment. The one thing that I change a little bit is coming out of the first chorus, you'll go into basically the intro again, which we'll talk about when we get into the chorus videos. But and then instead of just, how does that second verse start? We'll start a life of the plain and the simple. So instead of doing this, instead of the way that I played it on the first verse, I don't do this. I don't go, we'll start a life of the plain and the simple. Now you can do that if you want to. That's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong at all with that. What I do is I take my foot off the pedal and I start doing so I do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I go, we'll start a life of the plain and the simple, of great times with far better people, and weekends with our friends, laughing about the wine that stains their teeth. And then for the second part of the second verse, I go right back to that thing. But like I said, for that first part of the second verse, I changed it up a little bit. I take my, like I said, foot off the pedal, and then I just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and the left hand kind of follows the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So if you want to play it like that, by all means do so. You don't have to play it like that. Make it your own, absolutely. But that's more or less it for the verse accompaniment. So we'll jump into the bridge accompaniment next. Okay, so I realized I misspoke. We're not going into the bridge accompaniment, we're going into the pre-chorus. So as I said before, that last bar of the chorus, you hit your C minor chord, and then you jump straight into the pre-chorus. So the pre-chorus, in the left hand, you're just gonna stay on G sharp. So I do some bouncing around here. So I start G sharp down here, an octave, and then I'll jump up to an octave up here, and I'll jump back down, so on and so forth. And then in the right hand, I keep it pretty simple. I just roll through these three notes right here. So I roll through G sharp, G, and D sharp. So what I do, I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And in the left hand rather, I'm just kind of playing along with that. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's really all there is to it in terms of how I play it. Sometimes I'll go. So I'll jump up to that octave up here, for the middle time that I hit on the left hand. But basically, that's really all there is to it. So you play that 4 times through. So it's so here we go again, wishing we could start again. And then you dive right into the verse. So like I said, four times through of the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And you play that 4 times through. And that's really all there is to it. Now, one thing I will say, when I was learning this to, put the cover video out and whatnot, I did get a little bit lazy, and I decided to just make this part kind of sound the way that I felt like making it sound, you know. I kind of just did my own thing. I did not go by the recording that All Time Low has. So so I did go back and listen to that real quick just now, and I think what they're doing, so they don't do left hand, you know, it's just the bass of the chord, right? So that stays the same, but they don't do this up here. I think what they do is they go, so all that is D sharp, A sharp, D, A sharp, and they keep going back and forth. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or really, I guess the better way to do it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and those 8 notes, that's one bar. You do that 4 times. So if you want to do it more like the recording does, like I said, I think they're just going. So here we go again, wishing we could start again. So, you know, you can do it that way, do it the way that I do it your own way. They're all probably going to sound good, really. So I don't think there's really a wrong way to do it. But that's about it. That's the pre-chorus accompaniment. Then, like I said, you dive right into the chorus, which we'll get to in another video. I think the next video will go over the melody of the verse and the pre-chorus. So look forward to that, and I will see you all later.